Download this code from codegive.com, link in the description below. To use Microsoft APIs, you typically need to authenticate your application and obtain access tokens. This process often involves using the OAuth 2.0 authentication framework. Below is a detailed tutorial on how to get an access token and a refresh token using the Microsoft Identity Platform. Overview. 1. Register your application in the Azure portal. 2. Obtain an authorization code by redirecting the user to the Microsoft login page. 3. Exchange the authorization code for an access token and refresh token. 4. Use the tokens to access Microsoft APIs. 5. Refresh the access token when it expires using the refresh token. Step 1. Register your application. 1. Go to the Azure portal, https://portal.azure.com. 2. Navigate to Azure Active Directory App Registrations New Registration. 3. Fill in the application details. Name, your app name. Redirect URI, specify the URI where your app will receive the authorization code, example http://localhost 8080/callback. 4. After registration, note the application, client, ID and directory, tenant, ID. 5. Under certificates and secrets, create a new client secret. Note the secret value, as you'll need it later. Step 2. Obtain an authorization code. You need to redirect users to the Microsoft authorization URL where they can log in and approve your app's permissions. Replace tenant with your tenant ID or common for multi-tenant applications. Replace client_ID with your application's client ID. Replace redirect_URI with your redirect URI. Replace scopes with the scopes your application requires, example https://graph.microsoft.com/.default. The user will log in and be redirected back to your specified redirect_URI with a code parameter. Step 3. Exchange authorization code for tokens. Now you can exchange the authorization code for access and refresh tokens by making a POST request to the token endpoint. Example code in Python. Here is an example using Python with the requests library to obtain the access and refresh tokens. Step 4. Use the access token. You can now use the access token to call Microsoft APIs. Here's an example of how to call Microsoft Graph API. Step 5. Refresh the access token. When the access token expires, you can use the refresh token to obtain a new access token. Example code to refresh token. Conclusion. You now have a basic understanding of how to authenticate with Microsoft APIs using OAuth 2.0, obtain access and refresh tokens, and refresh the access token when needed. Remember to handle errors appropriately and securely store your client secrets and tokens.